Baby, if I can't do nothing else, I'm gonna lose some lip gloss. What the heck? I just had, oh, there it is. Hey, y'all. I'm back. Hey, we back. We back. Sorry it took a little bit longer. We only on 80%. Hi, Auntie Judy. Hey, Sheeta. Hey, T, Diana. We back, y'all. We gonna try to see how long this go before my stomach start bubbling. I ate some chicken nuggets and I know I'm gonna be eating that stuff. But it is what it is. So we gonna go until I gotta go to the bathroom. And then. Y'all ready? Did y'all get y'all snackers? Oh, my coffee. Dang it. Hold on. Forgot. That quick. Ooh. We back. I always want to tell y'all this too. I have to apologize for the vulgar part of CERCA. Hi, Rika. When I'm vulgar, y'all, I'm not saying look over it. Just pray for me. Because sometimes I have to say stuff to get people at our class real quick and fast in a hurry. Because I know they going to keep going. Okay? So, just pray for me. Okay? I don't be wanting to do it, but sometimes I be knowing where to hit folks in the throat so they leave me alone. It's not right. I'm going to ask God to forgive me. But sometimes it just spills out, okay? It just spills out. And I'm probably going to pay for it when I get to Judgment Day. But I'm asking the Lord to forgive me now. Because sometimes, the people, y'all see these people coming here talking stupid. Just leave. I mean, what possesses you to want to ruin somebody else's day? Just weird. Just crazy. So we in book 1. I need some alcohol for my glasses. I done used every wipe that I brought with me, baby, in these glasses. I'm going to have to go to Dollar Tree and get some alcohol. Or some glasses wipes or something. Because, baby, these glasses is foggy. You hear me? Real foggy. And I know it's all this stuff I got in my hair. Hey. Maybe that'll help. Hot breath always do something. Nope, it made it worse. Okay. Hello. Goodness gracious. What's time for me? Mom be like that too. I pour alcohol on them. Right, girl. I asked my daughter. She said she... Oh, my God. Baby, I need my alcohol wipes. Is what it is. These glasses so scratched up. It's ridiculous. And it'd be hard for me to see because it's so cloudy. Hey. Good afternoon. Ooh. It's okay, though. So we're going to go back to where we was. We got all off subject. It's okay. Our classes is seeming to go back to how when we first started, which is, y'all see. Hey, Tadera. Dad, please let these glasses clear up. Still horrible. Hi, sister. Y'all know, did y'all miss it? Was you in class earlier? We had a whole big class for like 2 hours earlier. A little bit longer than that, I think. But I had to let my device charge. So we back in here. Oh. No, I just got home from training with the dog trainer. Oh, okay. All right. Well, y'all know it's on there. We wasn't doing too much. It was a good class, though. We was just talking about a lot. everything and nothing at all. Y'all know how we do. You know how we do. This is horrible. You're going to need book 1 because we started and then we got, yeah. We was just, it was a lot. It was good, but it was, you know how we go to start the word and we talk about something and then it goes all the way left field, but the left field brings us right back to the right place. It was one of them. This is going to drive me batty, baby. Let me just use some water. I'm about to just use this little shirt here of my grandbaby's. Hopefully he ain't got nothing on it. Yeah, we gonna do that. Girl, yes. It felt like an old class today. And yes, I'm hood. I'm about to use my grandbaby's shirt. She live right here. Oh man, I got water on my blanket. Hopefully this don't make it worse. It is our system. It is. Yes, gonna have to watch the rewatch. Yes, girl. We was all over the place and everywhere. And then the rude people kept coming in, messing up my vibe. I'll be outside cranking up the barbecue grill. I can smell it. Uh-oh. Okay. Yeah. This is just, and this making it worse, girl. Probably got some fabric softener in this shirt. Girl. Maybe that's a little better. These scratching glasses is scratched to oblivion. Hey, Wendy. Thank you so much, Michael. I appreciate that. Hey, everybody. Okay, so we back. I keep missing the actual live stream. Was just watching. They don't tell y'all when I'm in here. Thank you. I appreciate that. They don't tell y'all when we in here. They hiding us. Y'all know how they do. Y'all know it. Baby girl Zaya was born. Oh, 8:45 today. 7 pounds 6 ounces. Continue to pray for my brother Martinez. We definitely will. Congratulations, mama. We didn't had another baby. We supposed to have one on the 4th, 2 on the 4th. Oh, wait a minute. Was it your grandbaby that was due on the 4th? We got another grandbaby due on the 4th too. Your grandbaby is the one that was due on the 4th, right, Tadera? Is that the one? What wasn't your grandbaby due on the 4th? Okay, we got another grandbaby due. Jen got a grandbaby due on the 4th. Or somebody. Okay, so your baby came today. Okay. Because we was tripping. We was like, wait a minute. Somebody else just said their grandbaby was due on the 4th. Yeah. 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 It's another grandbaby. She was stubborn. Yes, it's okay. Hey. Yeah, so we got a baby that's due on another baby due on the 4th. That's a wow. Y'all, we got a lot of Circle Littles in here. Hey, Colette. It's a lot of babies being born. It's a lot of... Is this a teddy bear with me? No, it's me. And yes, you see it. I am soft and cuddly, though. Moving on. Yeah, no, this is my blanket that Christine, I believe, had. I think Christine had this blanket made for me. All right, so you're going to need your book 1. Girl, listen. We talked about autism, medicine. Baby, we talked about all kinds of stuff. We found out we got a lot of PKs in here. Hello. But you're going to need your book 1, and we're going to that book that nobody likes to go to. Y'all know it. Y'all see that they said Paris Hilton and her sister is really brothers? You already know, Queen. Not you call it 2B. Yep, we going to 2B. Mm-hmm. I seen a guy's post and it made sense. Because if I'm not mistaken, both of them had their babies by surrogates. And if you look at their jaw structure and their bone structure, it makes sense. And he pointed out they Adam's apple, y'all. No, her sister is, they both brothers. And his video that he did, it made perfect sense. You said not white chicks in real life. Yeah. They saying that the man was like they were born male. And if you go look, I reposted this video, it was a couple days ago, but it made perfect sense. I said, "Oh, yeah." I think that makes sense as to why a lot of the stars use um go look at that sister bone. Her and her they starting to look like Barbara Bush and Emmanuel Macron's wife in real life. Yeah. He did a whole deep dive, and baby, I was like, oh, yeah. You said, no, that story just made me even more certain that Michelle Obama and her brother are twin boys. Come on. They say Sandra Bullock is a man too, right? Which makes sense to why they always adopt. Did you see they tried to say Candace was a boy too? I wouldn't doubt it. I would not doubt it. It's wild. But y'all know what that made me think about? The picture that all of us have seen in that Egyptian picture, and it wasn't until I was on class with y'all that I saw the dude had a beard. Owens. Remember that class where we was looking and he was standing there with the king, and we thought the whole time that it was a woman. Every single time I done synced it, and then when we looked real close, had a whole beard. I said, "Oh, not a saucy Santana back in the Egyptian days." Remember? Y'all remember that class? I was on live when we found it. I can't remember which book. Saucy Santana, honey. My daughters love him too. They be doing that dance. I hate it. I do not like that dance he do. I do not like it. They be doing that mess. And do. Girl. I don't know if y'all remember that class when we figured it out all together at the same time. Wild. I can't stand him with a passion. He ain't nothing but a young Miami sister. Listen, he do too much for me. He do too much. He do too much. He do too much. Now, we started on page 643, right? But we're going to go back to 642 real quick. Can we? Book 1, page 642. We said we was going to start on 643, but let's read this first, if y'all okay with that. Ooh, I feel like my grandbaby. It's itchy, mama. It's itchy. Goodness gracious. Ooh. Is y'all ready? Okay. So we're going to start at 63 because I think it's important instead of 66. So we're going to go from 63, and then we're going to go over to the other page and do 66, okay? Just so y'all know. So we're in 2nd Baruch, page 642, and we're going to read the bottom of both pages. Well, the bottom and the top of the bottom of 642, the first paragraph in 643, then we're going to skip down to 66, chapter 66, okay? All right, here we go. And the 8th bright waters you have seen, That is the righteousness and the integrity of Hezekiah, king of Judah, and the grace which came upon him. For at that time, Sennacherib was moved to destroy, and his wrath roused him, and also the multitude of the nations which were with him in order to destroy. When Hezekiah the king heard that which the Assyrian king devised, namely, to come and seize him and to destroy his people, the 2.5 tribes that were left, and that he also wanted to destroy Zion, then Hezekiah trusted upon his words and hoped upon his righteousness, and spoke with the mighty one and said, Pay attention. Behold, Sennacherib is ready to destroy us, and he will boast and be uplifted when he has destroyed Zion. And the mighty one heard him, for Hezekiah was wise, and he paid attention to his prayers, for he was righteous. Now, we was just talking about wisdom earlier, right? Who remembers we were talking about wisdom earlier? We talked about wisdom last night, about a wise person wins souls. So God heard Hezekiah. This lash is going to do me in. Because he was wise and he was righteous. And we know that righteousness is following the law of God. But Sennacherib, he decided that he was going to destroy the last of the the tribes of Israel, the last 2 tribes that was existing. He was going to destroy what he thought was left, right? And because Hezekiah was wise, and because he followed the laws of God, and he followed God's way, God heard him. A meek person is wise for holding back anger. Yes, Trina? Is. Okay. So think about this. Has there been a time when you felt like God didn't hear your prayers? I always put one lash on down and one lash on up, but for real, it ain't connected in this middle part. Okay. Let me ask you a question. If you look back, were you praying from a wise place, or were you praying from an emotional place? Emotional. Interesting. You were praying from desperation, which is an emotional place. Emotional. Okay. Okay. So, do you feel like that might be why he didn't listen? Emotional because it was aggravating and it hurt. Do you feel like that's why he didn't listen? Probably a selfish place. Okay. Okay. Interesting. You said yikes. Have you ever looked back at your prayers and told God thank you that he didn't answer them? You said, oh yeah. Yes. Interesting. Yes, ma'am. Absolutely, I have. Yes. And you was praying hard, too. I believe I was praying from a confused place. Ooh, once or twice because I was too busy being like James 1. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, yes. All the time I'm thankful for so many things I thought I wanted because he saved me. Snot was falling in my mouth and everything. You stupid. I know their prayers though. You like, listen, hey Tootie. Listen. And you said, and yes. I already know. I mean, wailing in the spirit for that prayer to come through, and God said no. You said yes, sir. Yes, after I saw the outcome why he didn't answer my prayer. Okay. Okay. So maybe a lot of unanswered prayers are not because we're praying for the wrong thing, but our intentions are wrong when we're praying that. Or God knows that if those prayers are answered, it's going to lead you away from him. We talk about that a lot, right? That part. Snotting and crying and crying and snotting. So we know one of the reasons that God answered when destruction was about to come to Hezekiah, one of the main reasons that God answered and he redirected me. Come on, I was just talking to my daughter about redirection. Do I believe in the right prayer at the wrong time? I don't know for sure. I can't say yes or no to that right now. I would have to think about it. Because you could be praying against something that's not in God's will for you. So it's no matter, it's still going to be the wrong prayer. Right? Like I've prayed, I told y'all about this. Like different times I've been evicted. I prayed that God let me stay in that place. But what I was asking God for in the long haul, I couldn't have stayed in that place in order to get it. Right? You see what I'm saying? So the prayer was wrong because what I was telling God I wanted, if he answered that prayer and let me stay in that place, I would have never got what I was asking for. So, you know? Because if you're praying against God's will for you, I believe it's always going to be the wrong prayer. God's timing is not our timing. Ugh. Don't I know? I'm on day 21, 22 now, because I got here the 4th, day 22. Hello. Okay, here we go. So it says, and the mighty one heard him, for Hezekiah was wise, and he paid attention to his prayers, for he was righteous. And I went away. Oh, excuse me. And the mighty one then commanded Ramiel, his angel who speaks with you. And I went away and destroyed their multitude, of which the number of chiefs alone was 185,000. And each of them had an equal number. So it was each captain, it was 185,000 captains. And each captain had 185,000 men under him. How many people were getting ready to go against the Israelites? There was 185,000 captains, and each captain had 185,000 men under them. How many people were getting ready to come and obliterate the last two tribes of the Israelites? It was. But we can know the number, Keish. $34 million. 35 million plus. What would you do? Hey, I was about to say, hey, Keish. Hey, sister. So there were millions of soldiers. They were getting ready to come against Hezekiah. Millions. Okay? Keish, you already know. Right. He got word that there was 185 captains, and each captain had 185,000 soldiers under him. Okay? What would you do if we got word that all of the countries around the world were gearing up with soldiers to come against America? And it was that 34 million soldiers were coming from Iran and China and India, all of these places. It sounds like a scene from Lord of the Rings. Yeah. What would you do? How would you feel right now? Be honest. Knowing how Americans are, that we don't stick together, we don't have the same camaraderie that a lot of other countries have. How would you feel if there were 34 million or 34 million plus soldiers coming here to our land to attack and destroy us? How would you feel? Terrified, scared? I would pray to the Almighty to send His holy angels and the soldiers to come down here and help us. Interesting. That's what Hezekiah did. But as a person, think about it. 34 million trained mercenaries. Hey, Pumpkin. You said I had fell asleep on the last class. Hilarious. It's going into your subconscious, baby. Scared, right? Just imagine. Petrified, right? 34 million plus soldiers coming from China, Russia, the Ukraine, everywhere to attack Americans. What would you try to do to prepare? How do you prepare for that? You said I would pray that I did not have a heart attack before they came. Right. You said begin in God's presence. Come on. So when we look at the wars that Israel had to face and fight, one, I don't know why people think that God's people are not soldiers. Because if they are hated by everybody around the world, and they were even at that time, and you have Game of Thrones style kings coming with millions of soldiers. See, even right now with us, we sending 2,000 here or 5,000. Sneaks in, sitting in the back. Hey, family. Hey. Hey, sister. Hey, Joy Joy. Right. So we'll read this in Second Kings, right? We'll read this in Second Kings, or we'll read in the Bible that these people were coming to destroy them, but we don't really understand the magnitude of what that is. 34 million soldiers. People be scared. Okay, look at what's happening in Minnesota. They don't even have 5 or 10,000 ICE agents there. What about 34 million people coming to that one space? You understand? Would you believe that God could do something with a number of people, trained militant people that big? Would you believe that He would do something? Would you believe that He could stop them? You said 34 million 200. It's billions. Um. Um. You said 34. Let's see. Hundreds, thousands, 100,000s. No, 34 million. It's million. If I'm not mistaken, it's million. Still, 34 million trained soldiers. Think about, okay, how many people do we have in America? I think it's like 300 something million, ain't it? Let's do the numbers real quick. How many people live in America? Is it 300 million people? Roughly? $349 million people. How many of those people are children under the age of 18? I used to know the numbers. I don't know them anymore. 74, 75 million. So we're going to take them out. Okay? 74 million, we can't use. And you said it was 349. So we already down to like 270 million. Now, how many of those people are 55 and older? Let me write this down. So we got 74 million. 74 million people under 18. How many people are 55 and older? And you said it's 349 million people in America. How many people in America are 55 and older? We got 74 to 75 million are under the age of 18. $104 million people are over the age of 55, Tootie. 105 million are 55 and older. 55 and older. So that's already 179 million people that we can't use in a war. Okay? So that's 179 million that would be considered not able to fight. And it's 349 million. How many of that 349 million are women? Not saying women can't fight, but we just gonna say, how many women in America over the age of 18? Let's say women between 18 and 55. How many women in America between 18 and 55? 83 million women total. Okay, there's 83 million women total. How many of those women are between 18 and 55? $83 are between the ages of, oh, so it is 83 million between the ages of 18 and 55. Okay, so we got 349 million people. 179 million are under the age of 18. Okay, now do me a favor. How many military aged men do we have in America? We just gonna go age because all of them ain't fit enough to fight. But we just gonna do how many men that are military age are in America? $42 million. Okay. Excuse me. So it's 34 billion. Oh, so it is billion. Interesting. Interesting. So it is billion. Oh, okay. So you was right. It is billion. Interesting. Thank you, T. Okay. So we have 42 million men. It's 1 million on the end for active ages on my end. Interesting. Right. Okay, that's fine. We're just doing some rough numbers. So they had 34 billion soldiers coming towards Israel. Okay. And we'll say that they have this, we'll say we got 100 million soldiers. Would you feel confident that our military would be able to do anything with 34 billion soldiers? What type of emotions do you think that Hezekiah was going through, understanding that there's this many? That's like, We'll give him 1 billion. We ain't even gonna give him all. We're gonna take 1 billion soldiers coming towards 42 million or 100 million soldiers. The odds are already not in their favor, right? You wouldn't be able to think straight. Do you think some people would start unaliving their families so that the enemies couldn't do it? Because you got to think. If we plan to obliterate, that means we taking out kids, old people, folks that have disabilities. Nobody's off limits. Okay. Let me ask you this. Do y'all remember us doing the amount of soldiers that there's going to be at the end times? I think the number was roughly what? 200 million soldiers or 2.2 billion soldiers that's going to be in the war of Armageddon. It was either 200 million or 2.2 billion soldiers at end times that's going to fight in this Armageddon war. Do y'all remember? We did the numbers a while ago. I can't remember. But I know it was like dang near a third of the population was going to be in this war. Okay? Why would God let it be numbers like that? Hmm. Why do you think he would do that? To prove himself. Interesting. To show how big he is. To show his miracles and his power. Okay. So can I ask you a question? I might not be at home, but I can still. So if you already know that what's coming for you, you said that pillow ain't gonna do nothing. If you already know that the problem is supposed to be bigger than what you can handle, why you be crashing out? Why you be pouting? Why you be acting ugly? Treating people bad because it ain't the way you want it to be. Why? You said, where's my basket? If you already know you supposed to be outnumbered. In order for God to show his majesty and his might, why do you crash out so much? I'm listening. Why are you walking around with a sad face? Why now it's okay to have a moment, but why are you said you could have called me separately for that question. You didn't have to embarrass me in front of the class. I'm just asking. Because it's not one situation that we read about where they weren't outnumbered or it didn't look like the odds was in their favor. You say you believe, but do you? You know what? Since you're not at home, I'm going to go and throw these. You say, I don't know why we forget that. Oh, so I came in here to get attacked. Bye. Sit down. Huh? It ain't one story in the Bible that we've read where they weren't outnumbered, where the odds were not in their favor. And if you know that that is how God sets it up so he can show how big he is, why you be crashing out? It's supposed to look like it ain't no way out. It's supposed to look like it ain't gonna work. It's supposed to look like that. Because how would you know how big he is and how amazing he is and how many miracles he could do if it didn't look like you what you said, I'm gonna throw this cheesecake because I know you ain't gonna eat that chocolate cheesecake that you want. Petty. I just wanna know. See, we did these numbers and I got it wrong, excuse me, 34 billion compared to 100 million. But why do you get so upset? Why do you crash out? Why you treating people crazy and snapping at your kids and snapping at your husband and snapping at your wife? The story of David and Goliath is a prime example. It is. It's supposed to look like you outnumbered. It's supposed to look like the money ain't gonna come through. It's supposed to look like your car is not gonna be fixed. It's supposed to look like that. I'm just wondering. Why? Tell me. Help me understand why you doubt him every time. As soon as the odds look like they not in your favor. Tell me. Your stomach ain't bubbling it. It is. Already. I want to know. Prime example of this is small but mighty. Okay. I just want to understand. Now you could have left that part out about them kids because baby, I'm about to walk away. I'm just saying. You show people how you doubt God when you crash out. You didn't have to say you doubt and your actions show that you do. You said, I told myself last night, I'm done with my emotions. We let our emotions get in the way of what God is trying to do. I'm saying. Slamming doors, being snappy. You said confidence is building in this message. If our spiritual eyes open during the battle, we would go forth with boldness. Come on, Orvaline. Hello. Tell me. If you really believe that God is a miracle worker, why do you? You said, let me run outside so my husband can hear this. Okay. I'm just saying. Do you believe he's a miracle worker or not? You said that Adam nature passing out every time. Got to know we are new. Come on, tell him, Janet. You gonna pass out every single time? Oh, okay. You gonna throw a fit every time? I love how he download you at the right time when we going through it. We all are. I'm just saying. We did these numbers to see that they were purposely outnumbered. But because King Hezekiah was righteous and because he was wise, when he prayed, God answered. Hello. He knew they was going to be outnumbered. He knew. It's supposed to be that way. Hello. Okay. Let's go back to the flood. It was 8+ people, roughly, on the boat. How many people do you think was trying to tip that boat over when it started to rain? Probably millions. Hundreds of thousands. We got to let God be God in our lives. Come on. You don't think that Noah felt outnumbered with all them people beating? They probably was using rocks and everything trying to bust. They would rather sink that boat than allow him to get away because they didn't believe. You don't think that they was outnumbered? You don't think that they was throwing them things up there trying to climb up the boat and trying to hold on? We know it was giants alive at this time. It was other beings. We saw that it was dinosaurs running up the thing. You don't think that the dinosaurs, they was trying to use the hammerhead dinosaurs or whatever to bang into that boat? No, you don't think so? But Noah had to believe that not one of those rocks was going to bust a hole in there. He had to believe that none of those giants was going to be able to hang on. He had to believe that whatever it was, the battering rams or whatever they made, that door was going to hold. He had to believe. He was outnumbered, him and his family. Okay? And God had all those animals that was left around the boat talking about a ram in the bush. Come on. Do you understand? Do you get me? You supposed to be outnumbered. The date is supposed to come and go. That don't mean God still can't do it. Hello. Look how many women in the Bible was past childbearing age and they still gave birth. With no bloody show, with no ovulation, coochie dry with dust all powder. That don't mean living waters didn't come up out that body 9 months later. Hello. Hello. God like it when the odds is against you. I mean, I'm just saying. All power. Come on. Do you understand? I'm just saying. Sarah, he was powder in there. With no water, with no nothing. Hello. Dry. That don't mean living waters didn't come up out that thing. Hello. I'm just saying, Rika. I'm just saying. They laughed at her. They laughed in their own heart. Nigga, we old. Abraham probably like, nigga, I ain't busting a grape. What you mean we about to have a baby? Huh? He done went through what they call Cialis, and it still didn't help. God said, oh, he gonna stand up one day, and it's gonna be just what you need. Hello. Only take one time. Just powder, girl. Just dust. You see what I'm saying? It's supposed to look like it ain't gonna work. They told my mom I would never, I had a 97% chance of never having kids. Baby, if these two's one tied, I have a tribe. Hello. Okay, let's keep reading. So what did God do when the 34 billion soldiers was coming towards Hezekiah and them? Looking here, let's see. It says the mighty one then commanded Ramiel, his angel who speaks with you, and I went away and destroyed their multitude, of which the number of chiefs alone was 185,000, and each of them had an equal number. And at that time I burned their bodies within, but I preserved their clothes and their arms on the outside, so that still more of the marvelous works of the mighty one might be seen. How many times have we seen that in a movie? That some force comes and burns the people from the inside out, and they clothes drop to the ground, and they swords and they shields still be there, but their bodies have been incinerated. We see it in the movies all the time. Especially like with the not the dinosaurs, the vampires. Ain't that what happened with the vampires? Their whole body just incinerates and their clothes drop there. And the bones or whatever sometimes be there, but their skin just it blows away. So God sent the angel Ramiel to do that exact same thing to King Sennacherib, to his soldiers. We wonder where they get that in the movies, but this is the angel saying, I incinerated them from the inside out, but I left all of their shields and all of their armor. Everything was right there. How does that? So they spontaneously combusted? Exactly what we see with the vampires when they get hit with whatever they get hit with is exactly what these people saw. Could you imagine Hezekiah's mind? One angel did this. It didn't take a whole of God's army. God sent one angel. One. Against 34 billion soldiers. Makes sense because he's going to destroy the wicked with fire. Come on. And he said they going to be burned up. He sure did. You said, I work with a lady whose uncle burned from the inside out. No way. Was he wicked? That's not funny, CERCA. Was he a wicked man, though? Remember we talked about people that spontaneously combust. What if because they so evil? Couldn't imagine a whole army of angels coming right. One angel was able to take out 34 billion people? You said I was saying that the other day, one angel did all that. Listen, think about that. One. And we've seen this before. We've seen this before. We still on the same page, day 643 at the top. We still on the same page, 643 at the top. But think about it. Remember Joshua? Now in our Bible, it told us that they fought valiantly. But we know when the sun didn't go down, remember, it said an angel came and gave all those men a stroke. Who remembers reading that? One angel came to fight with them, and the angels just went through the crowd and gave everybody a stroke. They just start falling. Boop, 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 boop. Hello. They had to fight a little bit, but not for real. They fought first, remember? He did. His name is Sennacherib, and it's so funny because there's a medicine called Sennacherib or Sinusides. It's for constipation. They exploded from the inside out, and that medicine caused an explosion of poop. No way. Hey, Cindy. I'm so sick of them, Miss Nicole. Not y'all done named it. You seeing this? If that don't go back to our class today. You said it wasn't the angels with Jacob and his sons fighting. That's why they were able to destroy so many. Come on. Was. But if that don't go back to our class from earlier. So they exploded from, his soldiers exploded from the inside out, and they named a medicine out of that causes explosive diarrhea. Interesting. And you don't think that this medicine is named after evil and demons. Hello. You said that's what you were reading in the book of Joshua. Okay. Do you see? It is crazy. But they called us crazy. And every single time, God come through and be like, y'all not crazy. You said, and that's the over-the-counter stuff. Sinucide, Docusate, a combined stimulant, laxative, and stool softener used for short-term relief of occasional constipation. Interesting. Interesting. You don't think that's wild? Again, that goes back to all of these names mean something. They all have meaning and purpose. There is nothing that is for nothing. And seeing as how we know, a lot of witches and warlocks go into chemistry because chemistry is magic a lot of times. Every single time it lock in. Every single time it locks in. It don't matter what we study about. They pick these names for a reason. Our cities are named something for a reason. We talked about certain corners and what demon is over that area. And this is why God says, my people, for the lack of wisdom, they gonna be taken up out of here because we don't do enough research to know nothing. We just, whatever it is and whatever they say, word plays. Come on. Spelling. Magic. Okay? Because I didn't even know that, Nisi Poo. Medicine, designer clothes, names, etc. Come on. Ain't that wild? Hey, Auntie, too. I forgot to say that. Hey. You see? It's the name, touch your neighbor, and it's the name of, you said, it's all spells, incantations that calling up from the demons. Yep. And the names and potions after them. Come on, the etymology of it all. And we don't, oh, I don't need to. How often do you hear this? I don't need to know all of that. I just need to know about salvation. Is this why a lot of the people in the church are not being healed? Because they steady going to the doctor and getting spells, potions, and demons? And because they don't feel like they need that information, how can you be healed? Oh, okay. Too many times to count. Got it. Lack of knowledge. Come on, I hear it all the time. I don't need to know that. I don't need to go that deep. And God says, come up higher and go deeper in my word. Hello. You're being deceived. You'll believe the doctor, but you won't believe God. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Go away. You don't want to hear more about the word, but you want to hear more about medicine. Got it. Ramiel, often called the thunder of God. Auntie. You heard that? The thunder of God? Is that why when thunder happen, everybody be nervous? And we know it's angels of the lightning and angels of the thunder and angels of the hello. You said, or they say they don't want to hear nothing negative, but we just trying to tell them they don't want to hear the truth. That part. You said waiting on the doctor, what the doctor say, but not seeking what God says. Come on. All day long. They'll come to church and testify about what the doctor say. The doctor said, and the doctor said. Did you ask God? Oh, okay. That was that. You never considered that part, did you? Got it. I understand. The thunder of God. Ooh, that just made the hair on my body stand up. Because, baby, thunder will have your heart, baby, have you jumping out your bed, jumping out. And just imagine. Ooh. Everybody talking about whatever. It said that God's voice is like thunder. So when he call your name, what's it going to feel like? The thunder can rumble your house. You can be several levels under the ground and still hear the thunder. In a deep, deep basement, like in buildings where they got 7 floors down under the ground level and still feel the rumble of a super crazy thunder. What do you think God's voice is going to sound like? You said you feel it too. Exactly. Shakes the house. Oh, Jesus. Let me put a little jacket or something on. It's a little chilly in here. Hello. I know, because I used to work at the airport and we used to have to go down sometimes to find certain packages and different things. And baby, when it would be raining and storming, you could still hear it and almost feel the shake of that even down in the basement in the airport. Hello. You said you sure can, Shakes. You said I was just telling my mom this. We had rain and thunder all day Friday, and I was like, you can hear and feel thunder. Come on. And if that's the sound of God's voice, oh Lord. And he say the myriads of angels, y'all, what is it gonna sound like? Jesus. This is why I said people was gonna tremble. God's voice is deep like the ocean, scary and goes through your soul. He said, woo, the way he still comes to us humbly and speaks to us as a father. I'm grateful for that. I can't imagine getting that side of his anger. Come on, Ramiel in Hindu, there's Rama, who is the 7th avatar of the Hindu god Vishnu, revered as an ideal man. He is known for his unwavering adherence to dharma, duty, morality, and righteousness. Interesting. It's all so connected. It is. You said, "Woo, I just got it's yes, like thunder, loud. Just got goosebumps." Think about it. Folks, that's why I be like, folks be trying to act like my daddy's a simp or something. Nigga, he about to come through here and wreck shop. If the mountains are going to tremble when he comes, you said all the angels and saints. Come on, the last hurricane we had, I heard that the storm, you said we had a storm like that. The last hurricane we had, I heard a storm, had the storm like never before. Like I never heard before. Oh, okay. Gotcha. You said, I sure don't want that part or any part of his anger. That part, that reminds me, sister, when I went to visit, when I had the episode with the seizure, his voice was like thunder, lightning, but it was also with song, a gentle voice. Come on. He said they really don't know him for real. And don't. It's a real thing. You hear me? You said, woo, and we think those earthquakes be bad. That ain't nothing. Baby, listen. About a week ago in Chicago, it rained. The thunder was so hard, I thought the giant foot stepped up in here. I was in prayer, like I was in prayer more like, whoa, yes, God scared the air, water, thunder, mountains, and the earth. Let that sit with you. That part. Right. The water runs away from him. The air be trying to trick. Come on. Spooky. And now you seeing one angel. Hello. And he got rid of 34 billion people. He incinerated them from the inside out, but left their clothes so they could count how many soldiers died. As a kid, when the shadow man came to visit me one night, I went to sleep. I was shook from my sleep by a voice of thunder yelling, "Get up." I sat up and shadow man was trying to touch me. That part. Ooh. He used to scratch me all the time. I'm happy he don't come visit no more. Because he sure used to be outside the window and I got whooped for having them scratches on my body. It was a real thing. The earth itself tries to run from Yah. Come on. Ain't that crazy? So while everybody's talking about, "Ooh, I can't wait to see Jesus, baby," I don't know. Yeah, the hair on my body. I don't know. I mean, I ain't rushing him or nothing. He gonna come when he come. I just don't want him to rush. Take your time, Jesus. I'll wait on you. Cause baby, it's gonna be, he said it's gonna be terrifying, gnashing of teeth. And he's coming with myriad, right? Give me a few minutes, right? You said right. I'm trying to be right and get right. I need some time. Listen, I say the same thing until the day of the Lord. It's not a fun thing. And everybody, "Ooh, Jesus come back. Ooh, Jesus come back." You need to be. If God scared the angels, I'm terrified. Come on. And the angels terrified the men to where they dropping dead when they see him. And if he's worse than that, listen, this part, Antoinette, Enoch could not explain the face of God and how he looked. Come on. But he said it was terrifying. Great and terrible. On that great and terrible day. And folks talking about, "Ooh, hurry up and come. Ooh, get excited. God's on his way back." Nigga, he said everybody gonna be running in terror and fear. What that don't click with y'all? Forget, take your time, Pastor. Take your time, Lord. Thank you. People forever talking about the rapture. They don't even know this part. You said you do want him to come, but you kind of don't. But you do. But you don't. Because you know what he coming with. That part, Cindy. You said, yeah. Because he didn't say when he comes it's going to, you said yes. Because he didn't say when he comes it's going to be destruction. It is going to be. Continue working on me, Lord. He coming for judgment this time. Exactly. That's how you know that them folks don't be reading. Ooh, I'm going to be happy when the Lord come. Will you? Thunder sounds like music to me. Is that bad? No, it doesn't. You said, I'll be like, huh? Get excited. You must not have read this. You said, like he already came as the mercy and gentle Lord. Yep, he coming to judge now. Cause the longer he takes, his mercy. Listen, we have to use that now. That part. You said exactly. You said, well, we're definitely got to tell the truth, and I'm scared. Right. I was terrified when I was talking to him. I can't imagine when it's time to see. Listen, all the hair on my body keeps standing up. I play thunder noises to put me to sleep bold. Every time I hear the song, "See You at the Rapture," I just laugh and shake my head, knee slapping. Auntie, you see all these people. Ooh, we're getting closer to the Lord coming. Y'all think he coming as a savior. He's coming as a judge. And he did not say that there was going to be gnashing of teeth and all of this craziness, tears and snotting and screaming and hollering. That don't sound like a good day. Or do it to you. If you walk in the house and everybody is gritting their teeth and screaming as hard as they can and pulling out their hair, and that sound like a good day to you. You said, didn't it say Jesus' robe is going to be covered in blood and he's going to be leading God's army? That's horrifying. This part, I don't know how they make this into a pretty day. You said, I was nervous sitting in court before a human judge. Hubby, you said, was like, imagine standing before the ultimate judge. I had no words. Come on. Dean Thunder sounds like music to me. Is that bad? No, ma'am. I mean, no. You said, great for the believers resting in peace and terrible for the lost and unbelievers on that day. You said, but the day of judgment gives me chills. Right. They do not even know what we have gone to what we're going to go through before the white robe part, and they even make it past, if they even make it past that part, because that's the time of testing. Exactly. People going to piddle and poo and pass out. This part, you said the shock of the hour. Come on, Gunny Walker. This, you said, every time I used to hear the song about how Jesus died, I would even cry. I think that's called love. Yes. You said they're waiting for the fluffy Jesus. Auntie, let's get to it. Because this is what we about to read about. Y'all ready? That's why I said the fact that everybody came in here earlier saying they having dreams about the end times and cars falling and planes falling and the ground opening up. It's on point for what we're reading today. But this is what blows my mind. People get angry when they say, oh, God is love. Yeah. He showed his love when he killed his son. But he's coming back as a judge this time. Hello. You said when he says men's hearts will fail them. I believe that. Right. It's like, he did not call it a great and terrible day, the great and terrible day of the Lord, for no reason. Listen, it's a real thing. I don't get it. Those that have passed away in Christ actually have it the best right now. That part. You said fluffy Jesus coming back with soft kitten licks and puppy kisses, flowers and rainbows. Auntie, that's exactly what they believe it is. They feel like he gonna float in and be like, oh, my children. He's not. That's not how he's coming. You said, and I hate that the God of the Old Testament, like he ain't God of all. Like, stop saying that. That part, that's great. Getting up in the morning, that's what they call it. We can't even quantify how many people God has destroyed. That day is not going to be great. The great yet terrible day at the same time. Come on. You said it's, but you know that version of great is not the great that we use. Right? Great meaning massive. Right? Now, oh, it's been a great day. Not that kind of great. The term in that is like big, like astronomical, like enormous. Right, right. That's what he mean by like he's a great big God. Like, yeah, not a good day. Not, oh, my day was great. No, 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 no. Great and terrible. Like big, like colossal. Like, yeah, like great big. Right, right, right. Yes. Remember that Nathan Reynolds guy talked about beasts that were being kept in the large cages at his family's house. Right. Like great flood. Right. Right. Like big, big water. Right. Spooky. Oh, Jesus. Okay, let's keep going. Because, see, okay. It says, and at that time I burned their bodies within, but I preserved their clothes and their arms on the outside, so that still more of the marvelous works of the mighty one might be seen, and so that his name might be mentioned throughout the entire earth. Thus Zion was saved. Jerusalem was delivered from its tribulations. Excuse me. And all those who were in the Holy Land rejoiced. And the name of the mighty one was praised, so that it was spoken of. These are those bright waters which you have seen. So there was a great enemy coming against Israel at that time. God let one angel come down, destroy everybody, but just so couldn't nobody say, oh, it was a freak accident, God left all of their clothing and all of their arms so that they could count. Hey, Teresa. Excuse me. How many people were destroyed? God said, I'm always going to leave proof that I was here. Hello. I'm always going to leave some proof that I'm the one that did it. Because how do you comprehend in your mind, okay, seeing the shields, breastplates, and helmets of 34 billion people, but no bones, no flesh, no blood? But their shields and armor are lined up exactly how they were. How do you explain that? Where did they go? How many times have we seen in modern day where they find this very thing and they're like, but it makes no sense because there were no bones, but they were lined up. We couldn't find a burial site. We couldn't find any DNA. We couldn't find this. Could this have happened more than one time and this is the only time that it's listed? Because don't forget, there were 63, well, excuse me, at least 30 races of people that were created from Adam and Eve. You said no human or machine could even do that, especially to that many people at once. Exactly. Makes me wonder about the Mayans that disappeared. Come on now. So now y'all getting it. Now you're seeing what I'm saying. There's no way to explain that. Okay? Even when they found the giant of Kandahar, there was stuff. Do you have a brain last on Sunday? Your mama didn't teach you nothing? You shame your mama like that, getting online doing that stupid stuff? Or maybe your mama was nasty too and you learned it from her. I don't know. But don't come in my class doing it. Go away. Maybe your mama taught you to be trifling, because a lot of men learn to be trifling from their mamas. Hello. Okay. Moving on. All right. She a hoe. You know she a hoe. How do I know her son told me so? She a hoe. I know she a hoe. Listen, move on. Now, where was we going? All right. These are those bright waters which you have seen. Yellow. We not going to do it. Yeah. Yeah. I told y'all I am in rare form today. I'm going to tell you what I got to tell you and send you on. You was watching Mama get back shots. That's why you don't mind talking to a woman like that. Mm-hmm. Moving on. Anybody else? No? Okay, good job. All right. Now I need y'all to go down to 66. Yeah. It's a lot of men that don't respect women because they saw their mamas be nasty. Oh, honest truth. I know I've talked to a lot of them. They had to hear their mamas being nasty too. And that's why they don't respect women. Do better, mamas. Do better. It is what it is. Yep. Moving on. Anybody else? No? Okay, good job. We're going down to 66. Y'all ready? Take it or leave it. It don't matter. I bet you he got up out my class. Are we ready? We're moving on. Okay, down to 66. Okay. It says, "And the 10th bright waters you have seen. This is the purity of the generation of Josiah, the king of Judah, who was the only one in his time who subjected himself to the mighty one with his whole heart and his whole soul. He purified the country from idols, sanctified all the vessels which were polluted, and restored the offerings to the altar, raised the horn of the holy, exalted the righteous, and honored all those who were wise with understanding." Let me ask you a question. How many of you purified your house from the idols that you have put up there? Anybody purify their house from having idols? Raise your hand. You did? Okay, Miss Lindsay, Selena. You did, Auntie Lady? Okay. So, at some point in time, between 22 and now, roughly, or maybe some of y'all before, but if you started doing it when you get here, you know I'm going, you would have to do, just raise your head. Okay. Okay, so you purified your house from idols. All right. Did you sanctify the vessels which were polluted in your home? She can't never just raise her hand. You mean put oil all over the house and prayed over it? No, that's not what I'm talking about. How many of you use cups and bowls in your rituals that you did to the idols in your home? How many of you set out food and you put it on a special plate? Or you poured liquor in a cup or whatever libations, however you was doing that? How many of you sanctified those things? Not only did I purify, I moved. Come on, Auntie. Come on. Auntie said, I didn't even stay there. I just went on and got a new place. I got a new temple. You got rid of all those things. Interesting. So the plates and the bowls and the cups and the, whatever it is, the things or whatever you use to complete those rituals that you didn't even know was rituals. You said, I put oil on my hubby's sweetgrass. Interesting. Interesting. I got a new mat. Girl, definitely need a new mattress. Hello. Mm-mm. Yep, maybe some new bed posts too, a new shower, maybe some new carpet. You know what? I'm gonna do what Auntie did. I'm gonna just go and get a new house. You know what? Yeah, I might need to get rid of the couch and everything. The closet, everything in here, the countertops, everything gotta go. You said God told me to get rid of it and don't give it to no one. Interesting. You said you don't, your crystals. Right, right. Listen, you said I threw them out. I still need to get rid of mine. Literally, I've been thinking about how to properly dispose of. Just throw it away. Holy water and prayed over everything. Praying for the assigned spirits to be removed from dad. Just get to throw everything out. Auntie said I moved. Good job, Auntie. I think a lot of us might need to do that as well. You know what? We just gonna get on through here. Okay. So you sanctified all the vessels which were polluted, and you restored the offerings to the altar. You said got rid of everything. Crystals, candles, cards. Come on, Day. Come on. Come on. That baby saying, if I got a new mattress. Indeed. Yeah, I know that feeling. All right. Okay. So wait a minute. And then the offerings to the altar. Now you offer up other things and well, not Auntie in the same place, but we'll say if your prayer closet or wherever else it is, you offer up new offerings at the altar of the Lord now. Right? Because y'all was praying to God and also praying to idols, praying to rocks. So now when you offer God an offering, it's purified because it ain't no other gods before him, right? Or no? You're not praying to a god of Vishnu or whoever and trying to pray to God at the same time. Now your prayers have been purified. Now there's nothing in the way. There's no idols in the way. There's no rocks. You said total relocation. Come on. Isn't that amazing how we thought that God should hear us, and the whole time we praying to idol gods and asking the sun and the moon and the wind and the dirt to help us, and then have no third parties. Come on. I know someone that poured a drink, left the house and came back and the glass was empty. Interesting. I don't play. Parts of that, because demons be thirsty and they hungry. Eternal thirst and eternal hunger is what, because remember this now. We went over this. No more sage. Come on. Now listen. We talked about the false gods and the idol gods. Now remember now. Removed all the crosses and the ankhs. All of it. Come on. Now listen. Think about this. Their insatiable appetites. Because they started gluttony, because they started over drinking, because they didn't have there was no cap on sexuality, none of that. It was nothing that it was off limits, nothing that was off whatever. You don't think that it's odd that these are the very things, the things that God cut the demons and fallen angels off from is the very things that you have to offer up to those gods? They want to be drunk, so they have to inhabit your body so that they can feel how it felt to be drunk again. They don't ever get to eat food, so they have to inhabit a body in order to understand and taste food and drink again. They are in a cold place. Remember this now, because cold can burn you too. Dry ice. Remember? And God put them in the dark place the cold place. So all of the things that people offer up to these idol gods are things that God stripped from them when he trapped them on this planet in the middle space. In that dimension that we can't see unless God opens our eyes to it. Right? There's no color there. Right? There's none. It's like a gray place. Everything is meh. Okay? He said they're going to have an eternal thirst and eternal hunger, like the spirit that is in New York from the flavor and from Flavor Fave. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about, Keish. Oh, like the spirit that's in New York from Flavor Flav. Yeah, talking about she 3,000, 4,000 years old. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I did see that. Hey, so think about this now. Everything that you have to offer up to an idol God is something that God stripped from them at the time of Kevin Gates said the same thing. A lot of them do. They say they old. They 3,000 years old, 4,000 years old, which would make sense because that was about the time of the flood. Especially the 4,000-year-olds. The ones that say they 3 to 5,000-year-olds. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Think about it. Because that's when the spirits of the fallen angels and their children was destroyed the first time. And that's when they were trapped here as evil spirits. Because remember, they felt like because they mothers and they fathers was humans, that they was going to get to go. And God said, nigga, y'all not coming up here. It's amazing to me that you have to offer them food. And God said, they'll never get to taste no food. The only way that they can taste it is if they inhabit a human body. Okay? The only time that they can feel the feeling of intimacy is when, and this is why they can never get enough. This is where the obsessions come from. And scientists keep trying to make it seem like the earth is older. The spirits, no, yeah, they do. They do. And people think they just talking crazy. Right. They not. They not. They not at all. Who watched Emily Rose? What's the name of Emily Rose? Did y'all go watch that? Some people like, I'm not watching nothing demonic, but you live demonically. Moving on. Did you watch it? The Exorcism of Emily Rose? Y'all remember when she was in the barn? And they was trying to figure out what the spirit was. He said, I was with Judas. I was with Nero. I'm the spirit that was with Judas. I was with Nero. I can't remember the other people he named. You remember? Now that was supposed to be in like 2009 when that happened, or 2002 or 2007. But that spirit said, I'm the same spirit that was with Judas. I'm the same spirit that was with Nero. I'm the same spirit that was with such and such and such and such. That movie is real. That lady really lived. But the spirit that was speaking out of her in the barn said, oh no, I'm older than you think. Hello, I was with Judas. So we know for a fact he older than 2,000 years ago. I was with Nero. I was with this person. I was with that person. So that spirit has been hopping bodies for over 3,000 years. And it was in Emily Rose, where she was at in college, and climbed on her bed. Y'all remember? That's an ancient being. Come on now. See, people play with it, but the truth is right in front of your face. Hello? Could you please tell me the name of the movie again so I can watch it? The Exorcism of Emily Rose. Y'all remember when it got on top of her and sank her bed down? And then she started eating the bugs. She started scratching herself and hurting herself. You said Amadeus, the one unaliving Tobias, fiance, spouse, ancient and old. Come on. Come on. Asmodeus. Right. Come on. You said, and I wonder why people want to do Ouija boards. No, thank you. Exactly. So if you have the heart, when you go back and watch that with different eyes now, after learning how the spiritual light, and think about it. Church people will tell you not to watch that. But these are the same people that will take their kids to a mental institution, talking about they got a chemical imbalance. Hello? Even the doctor had to testify and say that she had medicines lock her in a state where her soul. Yep, she sure. Yep, sure did. The doctor said the medicines locked her into that mental state. Sure did. But when we said it, we was talking crazy. It locks them in that spiritual space to where they can't get out, and all they can see is the spiritual realm. Hello. Or have a church trip to Disney, the most magical place on earth. This part. Asimo has appeared to my auntie and told her who he was. No way. I believe it. I believe it. I believe it. I told y'all what my ex's name mean. Ancient and fiery. And what line he come from. I told y'all. I believe it. I believe it. That Seroquel 600 had me exactly like that. Are you serious, auntie? My daughter said that one of the antidepressants she was on made it so she couldn't cry. Exactly. You know what else? The Chantix did that too. Chantix traps you like that as well. Chantix traps you in an emotional state where you can't feel nothing but, baby, the most demonic dreams you will ever have in your life. You know what else do that? What's the sleep medicine? They have medications out here called emotion medication to give certain emotions to people. That's funny. We were talking about bloodlines last night. Yeah. What's the sleep medicine with the butterflies that have people killing their folks? I used to be on Seroquel too, and that kept they kept making my dose higher. And some of the medicines say the side effects is depression. Yep. I take oxycodone, prescription Percocet for my sickle cell. Whenever I take it, I physically can't function. Chantix, aka Chanting, Lunesta, and Ambien. Yeah, have people committing murders, sleepwalking, but you kill your whole family. It's supposed to make me sleep. Why it make me sleepwalk and unalive people all at once? Hello. People crawling the walls and stuff. How you get the superpowers to crawl the walls? Wait a minute now. Wait. Hold on. Yeah. Real crazy. You hear me? Anything you miss, you can rewind. You hear me? Yes. You said Ambien had me take the burner out of the stove and put it in the closet. Are you serious? Seroquel and the combo of other meds made me a passenger in my own body. I was behind the scenes watching myself do things and had no control. We didn't talk about it. Who remembers we talked about the blackout? Who remembers when we talked about what happens when you black out? And we said how you black out but you killed somebody? Well, how is your body moving if you're unconscious? How are you driving if you're unconscious? How are you stabbing somebody, choking somebody? Like the movie Get Out. Come on. Putting stuff in the wrong places. Okay, no control, like when possessed. Come on. You said I didn't even know where it was and my hubby found it and I had no clue. Okay. Yep, they always never know what happened. Okay. But how are you if you are unconscious, how are you killing somebody? That's why people say, I don't remember, I blacked out. Yeah, you blacked out. But that spirit took over your body. Possession. Yep, when I was on Seroquel at 15 after the mental hospital, my mama took my meds because she said I was like a zombie. Come on. Yes, and we can drink, but don't get drunk for those reasons. That's right. Something else is taking over because they take control. Exactly. And I just had a conversation about this yesterday. He was giving God glory because he went to a strip club with one of his coworkers back in the day and he didn't remember getting in his car. Come on. You said the last time I was in control while on that medication, I broke out and literally was begging God to help me and could feel it trying to drag me, the real me, back under. I believe it. I thought I had nothing to live for and told my kids to watch me, please, so the medicine could go down. Then I never took it again, making it home or to his job when we were studying Solomon. Come on. You said Ambien caused my husband to go crazy, and then they had to strap him to the bed trying to control his seizures. And you know, Can we talk about it? Some of the seizure medication had me like a zombie. Couldn't move, couldn't think, and my daughters had to help me. Thank God. Okay, if you've ever seen a demon possession and a seizure, it looks exactly the same. The eyes roll back in the head. The body contorts. Remember, we did this when we were trying to look up where epilepsy come, and they say they don't know where it come from, but we literally read the spirit in the Testament of Solomon. You said take control, then laugh at the chaos they bring to your life. Zoloft made me feel like I didn't want to live again, so I told my kids to watch me so I won't commit suicide, and I never took it again. Come on. You are very accurate. My cousin and one of my good buddies have seizures, and I told them it looks like they are possessed, because that's exactly what it is. Remember now, we read in Solomon, he said he sit on the stomach of a man and make the eyes roll back and make them foam at the mouth. You said my whole family has had seizures. Come on. I've had seizures. That meds is powerful. I listen, because when a demon takes over your body in a movie, what does it look like? What does it look like in the movies? When a demon finally, the person body frees up, sometimes they fall, and when they come back up, they knock themselves. Hello! We done seen it a million times in the movies. Some of us have seen it in real life. You said my sister-in-law has those constantly. You said, I know you're not lying. Wait a minute. You said, yeah, because when I have an epilepsy, my daughter say my eyes roll in the back of my head, my tongue goes towards the back of my throat, fingers and toes locked, body stiff and shaking, foam coming out of my mouth. Come on. I know you're in line. I've never had a seizure, but I was praying while on those meds and my body shook with the demon's efforts to try to make me stop. My head kept shaking back and forth. My sister-in-law has those constantly. Looks like having a seizure. My mom was on meds and she has severe depression, seizures. Come on. Talking about they don't know what causes it. Lies. They do know. Right. Exorcisms in real life. Exactly. And that demon that Jesus cast out of the boy in Mark, his mouth foamed up and he had seizures. Come on. I stopped taking the seizure medicine. It was too strong. My brother used to have seizures and shakes like you said. I'm trying to tell you. This is why I study. Now y'all see why I got the demon this and the demon that. Baby, I need to understand. You're not about to keep playing with me. You're not about to keep playing with me. My daughter was 9 and had a seizure at school in front of the computer. Come on. Because this is a magic box. We literally using a magic box to see each other. There's no reason we should be able to see each other and none of us are in the same place. Hello. And it's this beautiful scrying mirror that allows us to see just like the witches. Hello. Y'all didn't seen the black pools in the movies where they can see what's going on in other places. You mean this black pool, there's liquid crystal display? And normally there's crystals in the water, or they look through a crystal ball to see, oh, okay, here we go now. We did this work already. Y'all know it. Anyway, this is why I love our classes. One, because we have so many people, flashing lights will trigger her. Demons don't like light. We would be writing letters. Exactly. Think about it. Demons don't like light. So it makes them act up. Hello. They live in darkness. I see that even on the video games. They said that the light can cause seizures from our video games. We get real knowledge over here about everything. My friend had to stop his job, which was a photographer, because the lights was causing him to have seizures. My son used to have them when he was a baby, but now, not now. Okay. Ain't that crazy? Huh? Y'all remember in the Bible it said, you said Jesus was not scared to talk about it. He was not. This is exactly Get Out. When the picture flash caused him to snap back. Come on. The light reminds demons of the angels who can arrest them. Come on. Wondering how demons get access to people who develop seizures, thinking out loud. A lot of ways. People fail to realize that demons can get in people when they are in their mother's womb. This is why you need to be healing yourself before you have children, men and women. They can get into the seed. The seed. You said after I had the seizure, I felt so weak because I felt like I was fighting for myself. Mm-hmm. Yeah, my uncle-in-law cussed me out because he thought I snapped a picture of him. I mean, really spazzed out. Seeing that picture is still saying that pictures steal the souls of people. Yeah, well, I don't think he wrong all the way. Partially. Because think about it. How do witches cast spells on people? A lot of times they have the picture of the person. And if that person is not covered by the blood, those spells will work. They will work. My oldest had febrile seizures due to high temperature coming on too fast, but outgrew them. Yes, they only need a tiny crack to slip in. Yeah. I was like, I wasn't even looking at you, bro. But that spirit was irritated that you was there. That's how my mom was. She said the same thing, never took pictures. Well, think about it. The eyes are the window to the soul. So if it's something hiding in there, how many times have you been able to see a being behind the person in the picture? The demon is trying to steal the soul of the person. And if you see that they're there, then you can start praying against it. It makes perfect sense if you think about it. Right? It doesn't want to be exposed. And guess what? Double exposure. How many times when we was looking through our reels did we see something? Now it ain't as much. But when we used to actually take pictures and have to get them developed, it wasn't until they put it in the developing solution that they saw the light or the being standing behind the person. Hello, insidious. Come on. Can't have everyone praying for you. They might be casting a spell on you. That's true. Think about it. Hello, my wedding pictures, you can see all sorts of orbs in the air. Oh, okay. I'm just saying. Yeah. Yeah. Because our cameras pick up light spectrums that we cannot see with our own eyes. And demons use people's voice boxes to speak through them all the time. So if I don't want you to know I'm here and I'm a demon, then no, you can't take a picture of me. Because that camera is going to pick up who else is in the room. Hello. Mm-hmm. You said, we seen your picture, your angel is high. Right. When I was in that Masonic hall and I kept feeling like somebody was following me the whole day. And then that woman got her wedding pictures back in the same way I was bent over, he was bent over, and that light was in front of the camera. So you shouldn't have seen none of that. It's crazy how stars in the night sky look like through my reading glasses. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You said, I got chills. Listen, it's a real thing. See how our classes go? We was over here and then over there and then we back over here. You see how it worked? Mm-hmm. You see it? Animals and babies see easier, yet we're trained not to recognize. Yeah, because you always telling your kids, you ain't seen nothing. He was working overtime while you were in there. Girl, that made the body on my hair stand up. I mean, yeah, on the body on my hair, the hair on my body. Baby, listen. I kept telling my ex-husband, I keep feeling like something's watching me. He was like, man, ain't nothing wrong. Shut up. No. All right, come on, y'all. I love this family, too. Let's get to it. I believe my babies anytime they tell me something like that. Yeah, because they can see. You said they showed us in the movies all the time. Right, shut up. He was humongous. Scary, too. I just looked at that picture recently. But I'm grateful. And it's so funny because people be like, you walk hard? Like when I'm going upstairs, it sounds like boom, 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 boom. And even when I try to like tiptoe, baby, sound like I weigh about 700 pounds. Even when I'm only 100, it sound like I listen. The skin is the biggest organ we feel a lot. Mm-hmm. The Disney movies especially, right? Right. Outdoor cameras do pick up a lot of stuff. Little but I'm trying to tell you. I said I'm about 7 feet tall. For real in the spirit. Yeah. Yeah. All right, come on, y'all. Let's get this going. We doing good though. We doing good. Okay. Okay. So it says, we know that you purified, exalted the righteous, honored all those who were wise with understanding. He brought the priests back to their ministry. How many of you feel like God called you to do something, but when you was in church, if you wasn't sanctified by their way, they didn't let you do it? If you didn't kiss the pastor's rear end, you could not work in your calling that you know God called you for. You and you and you and you and you. Anybody else? And you? Okay. Let me ask you a question. You said you in my business is the way y'all be in my business. Keep praying for Dad to keep me in a settled state of mind. He will. Some of the people are saying that man on the moon staring down at us from that camera. What do you think about that? I think that there's a man in every single star and planet. Enoch tells us so. The planets are not planets at all, technically. They're actually like beings. They're a being and a planet. There is a man in the moon. There's also a man in the sun and in all the other stars. Yep. Seeing that all the time in church. Okay. So how many of you have started your ministry since you've been here and purified your house? Celestial beings, exactly. Since you moved all of these things out of your life, now you've been able to minister to people and bring them to Christ for real, to the knowledge of Christ. Since you purified the idols and sanctified the vessels that were polluted and restored offerings and raised the horn of the holy and exalted the righteous. Mm-hmm. How many of you now minister every day to people, whether it be on your Facebook? And I'm not talking about preaching. I'm talking about exposing people to the knowledge of God. Hello. You said this class added to my life. That makes me happy. Hmm? Interesting. And do, and did, me, I do. Okay. So since you moved all the idols and purified your mind and purified your life, now you have been able to bring people into the knowledge of God. So God brought you back to the ministry because at first you couldn't minister to them because you was too busy dealing with the idols and the false gods. Interesting. Interesting. Has your knowledge of God grown since you moved the idols out the way? And purified your home and purified your body. Quit throwing them things around everywhere you could, you know what I'm saying? Has the knowledge of God changed for you? Healing come to your life? You said you get in life what you have the courage to ask for. Oh no, God gives me way more than I can ask for. But yeah, I got you. Okay. All right. Auntie, why you rolling your eyes? Yeah, I guess. I just now removed the sweetgrass from my house. It's in a bin outside to be picked up in the morning. Okay. Okay. Sweetgrass. Yes, the knowledge has increased. All right. That seems to be the shift because you have to leave some stuff behind. You can't carry it all with you to get the rest of it. Okay, let's keep going. It says, and destroyed and removed the magicians. How many of you used to watch the magic people? And you don't anymore. The people teaching you magic. Some of y'all pastors was teaching y'all magic and y'all didn't know it. Oh yeah, I ain't gonna say it. It's okay. And destroyed and removed the magicians. Well, what had happened was, listen, okay, the enchanters. Huh? You stopped listening to the people that do incantations. You said, I used to be a faithful watcher of the mediums on TV. Oh, oh. I can't believe you read what was supposed to, what he was supposed to have said, not reading what it actually said. My girl. Huh? Wait a minute. It said, and destroyed and removed the magicians and enchanters. Mm-hmm. And the diviners from the land. Can you tell me what an enchanter is, a magician is, and a diviner? Tell me. You said, yep, I don't indulge in astrology anymore. Oh, okay. You said busting heads to the white meat. Ouch. I used to watch the mediums too. Uh-oh. 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 Hmm. How many of y'all done called the psychic hotline once or twice? Be honest. Tell the truth and shame the devil. Queen in class now. Listen, you said, but now the Sylvia Brown used to come on my trail would tell about what happened to people and stuff, but I was a kid then. Mm-hmm, we all was. And see how they tricked us? See how they tricked us? I remember Sylvia and Dia used to watch it. Because she always came on. Sure did. Because I liked the drama on Montel Williams. But around the time my son was born, I quit watching it. Because I started seeing something in that lady eyes. You said I had a friend on Facebook that does tarot card reading. And I wanted to find out something. So I asked her, okay, tarot card readers. The folks that read the tea leaves. You said, oh my God, it was 1993. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. And she was everywhere. She didn't used to just be on Montel. She was all over. Hello. Playing in our face. Ain't that crazy? Church folks watching Montel Williams. And the whole time, palm reading. Okay, I never went that far, but I did used to watch the Long Island Medium and Medium show. Ain't that crazy? Crazy. An enchanter, a practitioner of magic, often a male sorcerer, wizard, or mage, who uses supernatural means to charm, delight, and control others, sometimes with demonic help. Interesting. You said John Edwards still comes to mind. John Edwards still comes to my job. I don't know who that is. I was a kid in the library reading mythology and magic books and learning real symbols and sigils. I was too afraid of God to act on the knowledge, but I was always reading up on it. I get it because we have to know it so when we see it. But I'm saying the folks that was working in it. You know what I mean? You know, me too, Nisi Poo. But I had to learn about the spiritual realm because the spiritual realm knew about me from a very early age. I did know a friend who did or do astrology, and I had her do my own, like your birth chart and stuff. Uh-huh. Ain't that crazy? How shrewd the devil is. I went to a comedy club and they bring a warlock out and he do hypnosis on people in the crowd and make them do things and turn it into a joke. Folks didn't know it was real. You said I think the page master set it off for me with the books. Interesting. You said they are even lowering the requirements for military service and have been for a few years now. These magic practitioners put out spells to entice you to come to them. Yep. Ain't that crazy? The devil is shrewd, and this is why church folks is getting ran through because they don't even know. Didn't know this. A diviner is a person who practices divination to gain insight into hidden knowledge or future events, often using, yep, supernatural means, omens, and tools like dowsing rods. Sound right? Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You might not remember a day when people first started coming in here. I said, I don't have to use anything to divine. God just speaks to me. This is what folks going and talk to their ancestors. That's divination. Whatever they got to do to get in contact with that's divining, baby. I don't know if you remember when we were studying all the different types of magic that there are, all of the ologies. I mean, not ologies. The mancies. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I said, no, honey, I don't have to divine anything. You said that's what shifted my mindset. Right. I had my cousin do my chart back in 2021 and I regret it to this day. Just wrong and wrong and wrong. David Blaine was a magic practitioner. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, that's the dude that used to be flying over the Grand Canyon and stuff. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. This is not where we was going with all of this, but I guess this is, I don't know who needs this today. All the Mancy. Matter of fact, I'm gonna run outside real quick. Do me a favor. We don't need a middle person to talk to him. We don't. Can y'all go look up 5 Mancies and share them here? Everybody gets something different. I'll be right back. Ooh. A little stiff. A nigga is a little stiff. Everybody go look up 5 different Mancies, please. And tell me what you find. And don't everybody say the same one, please. I'll be right back, y'all. All right, y'all. Sorry about that. What we got? Electromancy is the manipulation of electricity. Mancy. Dang it, I sure did take a nap and just woke up. Listen. Necromancy. Okay, and what is the study of necromancy? Mancy, baby. And some of the magic doesn't have mancy on the end of it, but a lot of it does. And what we don't realize is a lot of stuff around us, right? But what's the name of the mancy? You can look up types of magic and it'll show you. Pyromancy, divination by interpreting signs within fire or flames. Good job, Tootie. And a lot of people don't realize people be using magic on you. The practice of communicating with the dead, ancestors. So how many people right now heptoscopy, and which is that's dream magic is heptoscopy. You said a magician is an entertainer who performs illusions, sleight hand tricks, yes, and deceptive techniques to amuse audiences and someone believed to possess supernatural powers. Hydromancy is what we do know, but you gotta tell the folks. So what is it though? What type of magic is it? Because a lot of people don't even realize that people be using magic on you. Hey, pumpkin. Hey, Miss Melba. What I want to know so that other people, cause see somebody about to realize today that somebody been using magic on them and they didn't know. Mm. Girl, come do this thing with me. Oh, bro, this ain't nothing. You need to whole time. That person is a warlock or a witch. And because we are, we don't know, then we playing games. A lot of the games are magic games. Hydromancy is divination by water. Thank you. So when they put an egg in the water to determine your baby's sex, umbermancy, the magical, psychic, or supernatural manipulation of shadows and darkness. This class is good. Thank you. I love it here. Mm-hmm. Yeah. When old women, when they take the egg, and if the egg do whatever, so they can determine your that's magic as well. Hepatoscopy is the divination of organs. Ooh, am I saying that right? Hepatoscopy, hepatoscopy, however you say it. So that's when they take the entrails out, and they when they cut an animal open, and how the entrails fall out, and they divine the entrails of an animal. Mm-hmm. What other types of magic is there? It's a whole bunch of them. It's a lot of stuff, okay, that we don't even know is magic, and it is. Mm. Pickup sticks. That game is magic. We talked about that. Is it on in oneromancy? An interpretation of the dreams to predict the future. Rhabdomancy is divination by rods or lock sticks. Rhabdomancy is pickup sticks. So that game they had us playing when we was in school, where you throw the sticks down, and it's got all the different colors. Magic. A lot of games on the market right now are occult games. Ain't that crazy? If I said that wrong, y'all bear with me. Mm-hmm. Skipping rocks, bingo, Sudoku. I was so hurt. Oh yeah, let's not forget hopscotch. Come on now. Chronomancy, manipulation or prediction of time. Come on. What about the weather? We remember we did this one too. What about the weather? What's weather magic called? All of them. Yep. Technomancy is, or technomagic is the blending of magic and technology, where sorcery manipulates, enhances, or merges with digital and mechanical systems, which is what we're doing right now. I hadn't seen that it's so many years, but I saw pickup sticks at World Market the other day. I said, uh-oh. You said elemental magic, right? Cartomancy is the art of divination using a standard 52 card deck. Okay. It's another name for it though. Oh my god, like on Poltergeist, yes. Chromonance is basically time traveling. Aeromancy is the divination of air and weather. Ooh, some of these, it says animomancy, anemomancy. What's that one? Wind divination. Chiromancy, analyzing the lines and shapes on the hands to reveal personality traits and future events. Palm reading. I never really liked pickup sticks, and I don't know why. I just never liked it. Interesting. Remember we talked about, what about forecasting? Is that a type of magic? Forecasting, astral projection, right? What about forecast, clariomancy, divination by throwing dice or bones? Not, oh man. And y'all know that most of the dominoes used to be made out of bones, right? And they call it bones. And you slap them down on the table. Weather witching. Mm-hmm. Ain't that crazy? Yeah. Yahtzee, shaking up. Yep. Basically, bibliomancy is a form of divination historically used to predict the future or see spiritual guidance. Don't come from my dominoes. It's the truth. You said, and I have a custom set of dominoes over here that Rika made me. They ain't made out of bones though. Thank you, Jesus. I used to make dominoes too. What's next? Spades. It's the reason they call it that. Most games. No, I'm just telling you. Listen. I'm not saying what you should or shouldn't do. I'm just showing you that a lot of the games that we play are occult games. Runemancy is the same, using bones or carved stones to provide answers. Yep. Yes, spades too. Now, if I say Uno, are y'all gonna fight me? Well, I mean, you said aeromancy is the ancient divination practice of predicting the future or gaining insights by observing atmospheric conditions such as wind patterns, cloud formation, rainbows, and storms. And ain't that what they call? What do they call that? Meteorology. See, they just changed the name of it. You say Uno, and we might have to take this outside. I'm sure it is. I'm sure. You said maculomancy is divination by spots on the skin. Uh oh. Maculomancy. Okay. Ain't that crazy? Mm-hmm. I'm sure it is. If we look hard enough, we'll find it. Briscas is a fun card game in PR, but it has clubs, swords, almost looks like tarot and regular cards. Interesting. You said wows. Divination using rods or wands, often related to dousing for water. Hello. And a lot of people are buying dowsing rods right now. Mm-hmm. You can buy a dowsing rod on Amazon. Spades, predicting others' hand. Oh, y'all heard that? Oculomancy, ophthalmomancy, divination by the eyes. Stop coming for my games. What we supposed to play? I'm just saying. We did this already though before, and folks was mad at me last time too. It's fine. A pantomancy, divination by change encounters with with animals. Interesting. Rummy. I'm about to fall out to this. It's just too much. Too much. I told y'all. I told y'all. But remember, I told y'all the easiest way to get a person. I mean, think about it. Why do you think that they put card readers and stuff at carnivals, circuses? All of that stuff be there. Let me read your future. See if you can depict where the ball is. Think about it. The 3 card Monty, magic. You're trying to predict where it's going to end. All of those games are magic games, and this is why think about how many people guess your age exactly. You said I don't know how to play spades, but they better not have nothing up there for Uno. I'm telling you it is. Demonomancy is the practice of divination or gaining forbidden knowledge through the assistance, invocation, oracles, and consultation of demons and evil spirits. I guess we were just playing, and you and me will never part from the color paint. Yeah. Listen, y'all remember when y'all was mad at me for this before, and I was like, okay. The church folks was really mad in here when I told them that bingo should not be played in their church because it's a demonic game. Y'all remember? That's when we lost a lot of. That was in the beginning when we lost a lot of our church people. I said, why is y'all playing that demonic game in the church? The cakewalk, they gambling in church and everything. Bingo. Yeah. All of the numbers in bingo add up to 666. I got a book at home where it shows you. Uh-huh. It's a demonic game as well. And they be playing it in church. Remember we did this? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's one of the first games they teach the kids to play. You remember, girl, they left after that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh. This why folks be mad, but now do you understand why the Bible said you've been dealing in that witchcraft? And they like, no, I didn't. He like, oh, but you did. And because you never took the time to learn, you didn't know that you was dealing in witchcraft. You said, yep, the farmer names bingo. Oh, okay. Bingo, what the Pharisees and Sadducees were doing with the temple. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Oh my God, we played it in the with the seniors at the resource center though. Yeah, it's bingo. I mean, bingo. Yeah, yes, yes. I don't have my book here, but who does anybody have the yellow and white book that I always show y'all? Well, y'all wouldn't be able to show it anyway. Thank you, Lord. Yeah. Mm. That's why I said, please don't talk to me about gambling or nothing, and y'all be gambling in the church and playing demonic games. All the numbers on that bingo card, like on the main bingo board, they add up to 666. Understand, remember us talk. You said understand, and I remember us talking about it in other games, right? I told y'all most of the games on the market are occult games, and folks be playing them in church. But they want to talk to me about some herbs of the field. Dealing in dirt and stealing in the name of the Lord just popped in my mind. You said dealing in dirt. What do you mean? You said telekinesis is the purported psychic ability to move, influence, or manipulate physical objects without physical contact using only the power of the mind. They was playing silent bingo and Get Out. They put it right in our face. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now do you understand what you said? And to think they're only worried about a Ouija board. This part, the temptations. I don't know. You said Temptation song, Papa was a Rolling Stone. I don't understand what y'all talking about. Wherever he laid his hat was his home, and when he died, all he left me was alone. I'm lost. I'm having a blonde moment here. And I used to love my blonde hair. I don't got none now. I just got gray. Tell me. I was literally just watching the movie Ready or Not, and the rich folks who made a fortune off making games made their fortune because they agreed to worship Baal and Satan. Think about all the hand games we played as kid. Miss Mary Mack dressed in black. That's the lyric she just posted. Oh, dealing in dirt and stealing the name of the Lord just popped in my mind. Got it. Okay. Because I'm like, what? Y'all see? I don't. Anthomancy is a rare form of divination that interprets messages, omens, and future events through flowers, petals, and plants. Auntie don't know it all, Danny, and I got this. But how many people right now are surprised to see that a lot of things that we grew up thinking that were just simple games. So think about this. Would you ever think that spades would bring demons into your house? And a lot of people have been killed over games of spades and games of dominoes, card games. A lot of people have been killed over those two games, not even realizing that they could very well be doing some type of divination and bringing he loves me not. Yes. Marsh and Mash. All of those. Having them kids doing the crap in school. Yep. Yeah. Yep. Never would have thought about that, but it makes so much sense now. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. He loves me not. He loves me. What about any, mini, miny, mo? What about that? Huh? Because Marsh and Mash, definitely a prediction game. Throwing dice has taken people out. Yeah, definitely lot of niggas then died over a dice game. And now that we know that that's a form of divination, and think about it, people become addicted to that. That's how all my family have card houses and bingo houses and what's the name? All of them. Sure did. Sure did. You already know. Ticket houses, card houses, all of that. Did. You said there. This was our class, April 3rd, 2025. Foreboding circumstances. Not that you know it. Come on, Auntie. Y'all be on it. I'm so happy that y'all be taking notes because I don't be remembering. I don't. Yeah, you said I thought you played bingo outside the church. Then it was okay. I'm glad I know now. My grandma used to have euchre parties. What's that? Is that a type of card game? What game is that, Sarah? It's crazy. They are still dying from them dice games. I thought we all knew, right? No. Okay. So think about it. And a lot of times, wherever they have the card houses and the gambling houses, it be a lot of death, destruction. Puerto Rican houses too. They play dominoes like crazy. And think about it. It's always a fight at the end of the night. The police is always getting caught. Demons be running through them places. Kids get abused in a lot of those houses. There always a lot of alcohol and drug use. Think about it. And not even realizing that you're playing an occult game, which is inviting the spirits into the home. Hello, and all they worried is about the money that happens there. It's never an exception. Come on, Tiger Dust. Oh, I know. Because it's always the police. Somebody gonna get into a fight. Somebody done got too drunk. Somebody done stole somebody's hand. And the devil brings strife to those places. Because normally, what they call it? The good time house. What they call it? The after hours liquor spot. What's it called? Lord, my mind is all over the place today. What is it? We used to call them the after hours, but they call it the bootleg. The bootleg is normally the card house. It's normally a nigga selling something out of there more than dope. They sell weed out the front and you know what out the back. They selling liquor. They call them speakeasies too. Movie night is about to be the only thing we can do now because it's over for game night. Not just pray. What about marbles, jacks, and the rubber ball? Yep, we already did jacks. Jacks is one too. We already did jacks and marbles. It's a magic for that as well. We already looked that up. We looked that up a while ago. Yeah. All the kid games are occult games. Most of the kid games are occult games. I'm trying to tell you. hmm And look, they be playing. They give this stuff away from the church. That's why when church folks be talking crazy to me, you don't even know. You don't even know. You don't even know. You hear me? Don't. Jacks is like skull and bones. I remember we looked that up too. Folks was mad. That's why I said, like you said, I used to think that the movies were giving kids ideas, but no, they be showing us in our faces what they're doing. Yeah, it's a magic for breathing at this point. It is. They divine people's breaths. It is. It actually is one. The devil's always trying to come after the 10 tribes in their homes because he don't want us to find the most holy. Yeah. Yep. Yep. And this is why, not to mention the nursery rhymes, the spells. But now you see why I said I'm gonna go find out for myself. Right? Because pastors won't if pastors won't let you watch demonic movies, how you supposed to know? Y'all remember candy cigarettes? How did they let that slide? That part. Because I sure used to have them. And then I started sneaking my auntie real cigarettes and did. And did. You said I was trying to be funny, Lord Auntie. Let me just go to the corner. There's divination where it is where they like especially when people is dying or whatever else. It's a magic for that. Yeah, it's a magic for that. They were. And my auntie used to smoke cools, so I always used to get the kind that looked like her cools. Yeah. If they divine in the entrails, what you think? What else you they? It's magic for fingernails and everything. Exactly how you supposed to know what you're up against, right? That's why when people be on the internet talking about don't let the evil into your house. Well, how you gonna know what the evil look like? How you gonna know? How you gonna know what a demon possessed person looks like? How are you gonna know what's magic? Thank you so much. How you? I used to smoke cools back in the day, girl. Benson and Hedges and the whole nine, and did. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And did. Marble menthols, come on. And did. Listen, but think about this. If pastors say don't watch movies that show you how demons operate, that part, all of them. Miss Mary Mac Rhyme was a real woman too, right? Whole time demon in the pulpit, right? So, if you think about it, right? Think about this. If you cannot understand, now, okay, how many of you, some of you did, but how many of you, right, didn't know about all the different forms of magic until you came here. You knew magic was real, but when we did the first class about magic and you started to see that the games and all of those different things had to do with magic, how many of you are kids, rhymes, games, all told us true stories to warn us? Right, right, right. Right. How many of you were surprised to see that a lot of the books that were supposed to be for kids had real Solomonic magic in it? And how many church people don't know that, but they want to look at a person that's dressed in all black and say, oh, blah, 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 blah. I understand they put it in everything. Come on. This is why I said, listen, if you scared, how you going to fight something you scared of? You said my flabber was gasted. Come on. How you going to fight something that you don't even know what it looked like? You said I used to do magic, but most of it was sleight of hand, so I never really believed before. Really, Tiger Dust? We learned the differences between magic and magic. We sure did. Yeah. You said, I know a little, but not enough, apparently. Listen, I'm just learning of a lot of different magic right now. Come on. Yep, we talked about magic with a CK is different from magic with an IC. You said, never would I think that those games are a form of divination. Monopoly, shoots and ladders, all of it. Little kid card tricks, exactly. But even that, card magic. See? And they make it seem like it's nothing. Ain't that crazy? And whole time it's literally inviting demons into your child's space. Ain't that crazy? And then you wonder why your child start acting different and this, that, and the other. That's why I didn't let them listen. One thing I was gonna do was show my kids the spiritual realm, honey. I was gonna show them. We watch scary movies in my house because you need to see. They talking about, oh, that's gonna let something in. Well, you will never know if it is or not because you don't know what to look for. Make it seem like it's a fun game. And do Tiger Dust. You said all I knew before here was tarot and Ouija boards were bad. Come on. And whole time they make magic look fun. And the whole time you're doing divination. You're divining. Hello. You said, and I can't even spell it. It's okay. You know I know what you mean. This ain't that type of school, Sarah. We take spelling errors and everything. You see what I'm saying? You already know what we do over here. But think about it. So there's a lot of children that have been exposed to magic. Parents don't know what's wrong with them. Spirits running through the house tormenting parents and children. And it's because they pastor telling them don't study nothing about demons. Then those dolls. Yep. 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 My late pastor showed us and taught us how and let us know that prayer and fasting was necessary, a necessity for knowing the spirits. Right. Yeah. Yeah. All the names mean something. So you see why God says, my people perish for the lack of knowledge. They playing these games in church. They're giving these games out. They're doing all of these things. Am I in agreement? Why is y'all asking about my personal life? Tell me your social security number and I guess I can tell you some of that business. Somebody else asked me, was I single? Tell me your social security number and the last time you got diagnosed with an STD. What's your chart, my chart looking like since we all in people business that we don't even know and will never meet? How many times you been married? How many sex partners you done had in your life? The internet got y'all too comfortable. I don't have to tell you if I'm married or not married. I don't have to tell you if I'm in agreement or not. What is wrong with y'all? Your mama didn't teach you? You are a stranger. I don't have to tell you nothing. The heck? Your mama never taught you about stranger danger? You don't just go telling people, tell me your social security number and then we can talk about whatever you want to. Matter of fact, tell me how much you made on your taxes last year and what level of, what's the name you claiming? Is it 10%? How much you got them taking out your taxes since we asking personal questions? I thought so. You get to asking them, then you've gone too far, right? Okay. Folks is wild. Why in the hell would I tell you? It ain't none of your business. Okay. So, do me a favor. How many times was magic mentioned in the Bible? Matter of fact, tell me what number's on the back of your credit card. That part. So you live with your mama, is what I heard. This is not a hookup. This ain't a dating site. You need to go to Christian Mingle. This ain't Christian Mingle. Okay, Michael. Well, do you, baby? This ain't Christian Mingle. We over here having an educated a conversation about how the devil play in our face, and you in the wrong place, pumpkin. If you looking for a wife, sorcery, divination, about 20 times. So if we are not supposed to understand magic, if we are not supposed to understand magic, why was it mentioned in the Bible 20 times? Are we supposed to practice magic? No. But are you supposed to understand what magic is and what it looks like? Yes. Ring around the rosy, demons dancing around the fire chanting. Come on. And that maypole thing they used to have us doing at school too. Maypole. Where they put the ribbons on there. The Maynads used to do that when they were worshiping. We talked about that too. The May tree. When they have you put the ribbons on the tree and dance around. You said how you said because how else would you know, right? Okay, David. I mean, whatever your name is. You're running my class. Leave it. Are you here to listen or what? This is not a hookup site. Acts 19:19 talks about the burning of magic books. Right. That wasn't that a fertility ritual? It's a couple of things. And it's a pagan game. Come on now. And how many of y'all did they have y'all do the maypole at school? Where you hook the ribbons on and you wrap them around. They do it at a lot of the uh, what you call it. Magicians were described 15 times in the Bible, supposed to have the wisdom to recognize and discern between what is God and what is not. Right. So when pastors are telling you you don't need to understand magic, what are they telling you? Is that because most of the pastors are Masons and they do magic behind closed doors that they tell you to stay away from it because then you would recognize that they're really a warlock and not a real pastor? You would understand the signs and symbols that's on their rings. Come on. To be deceived. Come on. Because it's only pastors telling you not to understand the spiritual realm, even though the Bible says that you fight not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and wickedness in high places. Yeah, the maypole is for the Maynads. Look up a Maynad. Maenad. What is a Maynad? Tell me what a Maynad does. What is a Maynad? What do they do? Y'all got me twisting my hair this class so good, and I'm gonna be mad because I'm gonna have to untwist all of these. Huh? May Day is coming up too, hand in hand with the Met Gala also coming up. No, a Maynad. Maenad. It might be DE. We don't get offended by what you say. So why you get offended? Where is your source of information? Point us to it more. Oh, there we go. A Maenad, female follower of the Greek god of wine, Dionysus or Dionysus, known for her frenzied ecstatic worship. Isn't that crazy? You said, why did it just boot me out of class, girl? Because it got up to 100 people and you know they don't want more than that in here. I didn't know that my daddy was in here talking about you yielding back time. Listen, I don't have to do nothing you say if you don't go away. You said, we will. You know what I think? Because people can't see my library behind me, they think I'm just pulling stuff out the air. Y'all think that's what it is? Gotta be, because they only see the couch, and so they think that because I don't have my books behind me that I don't know nothing. Y'all think that's what's going on? I'm thinking that's what it is. Because normally they see all my books, and then they talking crazy about that. So I'm just trying to figure, maybe it's because I don't got my books behind me. Did they, because I'm not at home. It's gotta be. Mm-hmm. You said, we will, Michael, what do you want? Tell me. First, you came in here talking about a wife. Now you talking about where's my law. What do you want? You messing up my class. Is this the only attention you gonna get because you be taking care of your mama? Huh? What? You can email me at TrovaCirca22 because you interrupted my class. We having a good time over here. And you came in here talking about your 53. Look like you trying to present yourself like you want a wife now. Going on somewhere. Please, I want you to go away. That's what I want you to do. Will we be in trouble with the Father for ever participating in any of this? Also, is there a return to sender penalty if we know someone is doing magic on us? What do we do? First of all, Colette, if you pray over yourself, you ain't got to worry about that because where the blood of Jesus is, that stuff can't affect you. But also, you have to repent for if you. And this is why the Bible tells us we pray for sins that we know that we've done knowingly and unknowingly. Okay, you said that was May Day when we do the maypole thing with the different colors and stripes, right? And it's normally the girls that they have do it. The word maynad comes from the Greek maynads, meaning mad or demented. Hello, crazy, frenzy. Come on. This is the highlight of his morning. I'm trying to tell you, they just be in here. It's like that's the only attention they gonna get. First, you came in here talking about am I married, and now you trying to ask me what the law is. Go away. How about you sit and listen first? Or go back to any of my 1800 classes that I had before this and you'll see. Moving on. 1800 classes, say that again. Been doing this and I was doing it before I got on YouTube. I've been teaching my whole life. I need y'all to move around and go somewhere. Men be so intimidated, it makes my skin crawl. That's my you realize I was sounds like Michael need a little more education with the FAFO with what CERCA means, right? Lord Jesus. He probably only read the 66 books as well. You can see it. We know it. Ain't it crazy how they all listen, ain't it crazy how they all sound like robots when they come in here? Ain't it crazy? How they all say the exact same thing for 4 years y'all have been here. Whether we was on TikTok, whether we was on Instagram, it don't matter when I tell you that church people are robot, they are clones. They say the same things. The other guy that was in here, quote 2 Timothy. I don't memorize the scripture because I read too much of it. Nope. But I can tell you the stories, and I can tell you stories that you'll never even probably even realize because you two were busy worrying about what Jesus' name is like he don't got a lot of them. The real name of God, nobody can even pronounce it in this dimension. So y'all be fighting over something that really is silly, and you let the devil, like, go away. He is definitely a Hebrew Israelite talking about the law and what Jesus' original name is. Like he don't have a whole bunch of them. They do. I think they forget that God is the one that confused the languages. Do they forget that Jesus, God Himself, is the one that made the Tower of Babel as to why we have the languages confused? Do they forget that He's the one that did that? You don't think that he thought that his name was going to be different. We've already done this. In China, his name is one name. In India, is something else. You don't think he took that into consideration when he changed the language? Seeing as how he's the one that made sound. They be arguing stupid stuff. Stuff I ain't got time for. Right. Just wild. They just be so smart, they not smart. They be worrying about menial things. We trying to figure out why all the medicines is named after demons, and why when we go look up those demon names, the side effects of the medicine is the exact cause that that demon was put here to do. Like, we got bigger fish to fry. Even the scripture states he will return with a name that no one knows but himself. Bingo. So them arguing about Yahuwah, Joshua, Jesus, make y'all look silly. And make y'all look like the devil is using y'all. That's to create division again. Cheers. You didn't know he was on the devil's team. This is inclusion, not exclusion. And that's why we've learned so much. High five. Mm-hmm. They so smart, they silly. But he said that he was going to use the simple things to confound the wise. Hello. Man, I've been having a headache because of that. Splitting hairs for no reason. This part, Sarah. But this is why the mysteries are hidden to them. Yes, now they arguing about the call, God. We got bigger fish to fry. Right. Like the end times. Right. That's why they don't know what time we in. Because they're too consumed with all of the stuff that don't matter. And that's why I said he was going to come up on them and they was going to be surprised because they too busy arguing in the synagogues and arguing who more saved. And he said ain't none of them getting in. Hello? Who said that? My daddy said it. I'm not trying to compete with nobody about how many scriptures you know. I don't care. If y'all ain't paid attention, I don't care how many. I don't care. You said they celebrate Dionysus through wild dancing, music, wine consumption, and the ritual tearing apart of animals. People call it spargamos. Interesting, Selena. As much as they read it, they aren't even thinking about it. This part. They don't even know that the Antichrist been here for dang near 4 years. Hello. We don't care. We do not care. Mm-hmm. They know all of that, but they can't tell us when Eve died, or how many kids Adam and Eve had, or I don't know, half of the stuff that we didn't learn in the last year. We don't care. Just think if we stayed focused on that and we just stayed in here arguing with people, we would have never got to the knowledge of God that we have right now. I'm grateful that we have it, though. Who's grateful for the knowledge of God that we've received since being here? Being able to read Enoch and know. Okay, so you back again with the weird. So these must be bots. Let's just go on and do that. I remember that person from earlier. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's why healing has happened here, and not just physical, but mental, emotional, financial. Like this is why they don't get to see the miracles we get to see. I'm not about to argue with you over something. Right. Ain't saving nobody. Pushing people away from Christ. Because when people that don't know God see you and another Christian arguing over the word, then they say, well, strife is the spirit that's running them. Hello. Strife be the spirit that is running them. They don't know that we can recognize the spirit of strife. Is this come out crazy? They must be come out crazy week. Because they been on me. You hear me? Yeah, strife. Come on, Dave. This the thing. Like I'm not. I can't. You think they bots? They probably are. They probably are. But even if they not going on somewhere, that they would say, why would I want that? Exactly. And they be, you said, dang, a pinata ain't isn't even safe. That part, how, yeah, the idiots are out. We just gonna not even give them no energy. You said, notice they arguing, and we getting to know God and bringing people to Him, healing folks. That part. That's why I won't argue with them. I don't have time. Now, sometimes, right. You see, Sarah, I don't know what's going on over here. hmm We ain't even got to the rest of it. So do me a favor before we get off here. Let's go back to page 644, and we going to read this because there was so much I wanted to get to, but I'm not going to keep y'all on here all day. Here we go, because we didn't win one place, but it's some people watching that probably needed to hear this, because we've been trying to get to Second Baruch all day and ain't been able to get to it. Ain't that crazy? Is it? You think it is? We've been trying to get to this since early this morning. It's about to be. Folks was just wait. It's 4 o'clock. Listen. Listen. It's a real thing, auntie. Okay. So look. We right on page 644. Look here. It says, and he not only killed the empires who were living, but also the bones were taken from the graves of the dead and burned with fire. You hear it? Listen. And he not only killed the empires who were living, but also the bones were taken from the graves of the dead and burned with fire. Because, hold on now. Now go back. We're going to read this a little bit. Think about this. All right, here we go. He brought the priests back to their ministry and destroyed and removed the magicians, the enchanters, and the diviners from the land. He not only killed the empires who were living, but also the bones from the magicians, the diviners, and the enchanters, and had them burned. Why did he do that? Why did he do it? Tell me. Why did he burn the bones of the witches and the warlocks? Why did he do that? When he told the Israelites to, because the bones had power. Come on. Because he told the Israelites, wherever you take the bones of the prophets, I'm going to be with you. So when you leave, take the bones with you and y'all going to be blessed. But of the evil people, he said, burn all them bones. So not only did he kill the witches and warlocks that were living anywhere where a witch, a warlock, a diviner was at, he said, go dig up them bones and make a big old fire and burn them down to ash. Ain't that crazy? For the same reason they're trying to get into Gaza. Come on. Come on. Because those people can be recreated because the DNA is in the bones. So they can keep that bloodline going with the DNA that's on the inside of the bones. That's why the devil wanted Moses' body. Come on. Same power Adam's bones had when Cain killed him. Come on. Ain't that crazy? And what is these crazy white folks always digging up? Tell me. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. I mean the anthropologists. What they always digging up? Anthropologists and the folks that do what you call it, paleontology. What they always get. I read 640 and 646 before I fell asleep, but I won't tell it. Thank you, Sarah. You said it right the first time. Okay. You said okay. What they are always digging up and eating. Oh, okay. Okay. Here we go now. It says, and he established the festivals and the Sabbaths with their holy practices, and he burned the polluted with fire. And as far as the lying prophets, did you talking about 20 and 26? And as far as the lying prophets, you seen any lying prophets recently? Telling people that the world is about to get better and that they gonna be rich and be able to buy whatever they want. And you seen any? You seen the diviners telling people, if you send me $100, God is gonna bless you. Every day. Oh, I thought it was just me. You synced it? They didn't say if you go give the money to the poor or you give to a charitable organization that's actually helping people, which is where the storehouse should be. They said send the money to me. Okay, here we go. For the lying prophets who deceived the people. Also, these he burned with fire. He cast the people who obeyed them as long as they lived into the Kidron Valley and heaped stones upon them. Can you tell me where the Kidron Valley is right now? Where is the Kidron Valley? Kidron. Where is that? Where is it? It's a place that's very important just right now. The Kidron Valley is a 20-mile long, historically significant wadi, dry riverbed separating Jerusalem's old city, the Temple Mount, from the Mount of Olives. Is that area very significant just right now? You should go look up what has been happening in that 20-mile space right now. Where's Jesus supposed to show up at again? What side of Jerusalem is closed off? And if you stand there, you can see the Mount of Olives. Isn't there a door that he's supposed to come through when he comes back and it's on the side of the Mount of Olives? Or am I wrong? The Temple Mount. What's going on with the Temple Mount right now, honey? The Muslims cannot go through and worship on the Temple Mount anymore. The Eastern Gate. Isn't that wild? Is it? It's a Muslim cemetery in front of the Eastern Gate. And they know that Jesus is not supposed to be able to walk where the dead is, so that's why they did that. Hello. Yeah, the gate, and they supposedly closed it so he won't come in. Asking you to donate to the Tamara. What is that? Tamara. Interesting. I don't know what the Tamara is. I don't know what Tamara is. But my daughter's name is Tamar or Tamara. Interesting. So the rocks and the bones that's under there and in that area, the large stones are the bones of witches and warlocks. Suleiman put the Muslim cemetery there because he read the prophecy. Interesting. 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 And what them fake Israelites in there doing right now, didn't it say they do magic? So the diviners and they got cemeteries under the city where they be getting the bones just like in the Vatican. They use blood magic and sex magic with children. And all, so the diviners then found their way back into Israel. The witches and the warlocks. Ain't that crazy? They found their way back in. The fake Israelites. Hello. Interesting. Very interesting. So all the people during this time that God threw out have found their way back in. Practicing, praying to Baal or Baal. Oh, okay. Idols crafted with hands. Doing all of the things that God said they shouldn't do. And they didn't found their way back in. And pushing out the real people. Okay, never mind. That part. Mm-hmm. He said, but they're saying the eastern gate is beginning to crack and is humming. I believe it. And it's supposed to be water coming from under there or something too. The living water. I seen that as well. I believe it. It's a lot going on the Temple Mount and around that area. And people just, I don't know. It's just wild that they don't let us read this kind of stuff. And it all has everything to do with what's going on right now. Now, we was supposed to read about the last times and all of that, but it was Sarah and already went and read it. We read some of it before too, but evidently we wasn't supposed to get to that. Evidently we were supposed to talk about magic and not rearing your children and all the other things that we did because we never got to that part. So maybe later on in the day, I don't know. I'm probably about to take me a nap for a minute though because I've been up since early and I want to take these glasses off my eyes because they're starting to hurt. So I will talk to y'all in a little bit. Maybe this evening. It depends on if my grandbaby's coming home tonight or in the morning. We shall see. But if you enjoyed our refresher course on a whole bunch of other stuff, then, that was good too. God know what he doing. You never know. This might be information that everybody got to hand off to somebody this week. Who knows? Whew. I love y'all. And happy Sunday to y'all. Hopefully y'all eat some good food or something today. You're welcome, Pumpkin. He said, okay, I'll see you later. I love you too. Come on. I'll see y'all later. Maybe this evening. We shall see. Class was awesome. Thank you so much. Have a good nap. Thank you. I love y'all too. All TT, this was great. I take my glasses off and I knew y'all was about to start typing stuff. I don't know why I even did that to myself because the nigga is real blurry. He said, thank you for sharing your time knowledge with us. You're welcome. And thank y'all for sharing too. We have good classes here. He sure does. The past few classes have been like the beginning. Maybe he's letting a few more peeps in. We have been getting new people, which is really crazy. We have been. We got, I think in the last 2 weeks, we done got like 20 new subscribers. So I'm thinking that might be it. He making us go back and, there go a pregnant lady right there. Poor baby. Can't get mad at the truth, that part. So, I love y'all. He know what he doing. Oh. I want some sweet potatoes and a potato and some macaroni and cheese. I don't know. I might have to go get me some food today. We're going to see. See how that work out. Thank you. I love y'all. I'm about to go. Everybody done had their nap. Now I'm about to get me one. Because some of y'all done fell asleep in class. I love y'all. Bye.